Scott Morrison has saved himself from an embarrassing defeat in the House of Representatives by allowing the motion that went through the Senate to establish a standalone Royal Commission into veteran suicides through on the voices. Half a dozen Coalition MPs, predominantly Nationals, were prepared to cross the floor on it. But the PM is not about to announce a Veterans Royal Commission immediately, only guaranteeing to continue to talk with veterans and saying he is open to such an idea. His preference is for a standing Veterans Commissioner, but the legislation for that hasn't passed the Senate. Might he bargain, as I foreshadowed on Sunday Agenda yesterday, for that process to go on for a year, and if it doesn't satisfy his MPs for a standalone Royal Commission, let's see what he comes up with. Remember, it was a threat from the Nationals which forced the PM's hand when he was Treasurer on a banking Royal Commission. History repeating itself a bit here. Let's hear what the PM said about this morning.
We won't be opposing that motion at all. I mean, we've always thought you need something better than and more than a Royal Commission. I mean, what we need is a permanent arrangement, and that's what we've put into the Parliament. We've put in legislation to provide for a permanent set of arrangements that have the powers of a Royal Commission to address veteran suicide, and I'm sure that these two things can come together and we can come to some agreement over the course of this week. I want to do what's right for veterans.
And let's hear some of those impassioned speeches that Kieran was referring to before from Philip Thompson, Gavin Pearce.
The Royal Commission is going to be tough. They are going to have a very critical, tough look at a very tough subject. And it's going to be tough on the families. I want families protected in this. I want those kids to know exactly why mum or dad is feeling the pain that they're feeling, and maybe why they act the way that they do. Because I think families are important, and I want families looked at and supported throughout this entire process. And I mean that so sincerely.
I don't want to bury any more people. I don't want any more mums, fathers, brothers, sons and daughters to bury their family members. I don't want to get a phone call at 1 a.m. and saying your mate's died. I wouldn't have to call my wife and say the same thing either. Because it doesn't, the effect doesn't ever stop, and the pain never will. We, and I say we, I mean, speaking to my veterans on this side of the house are in support. And they sit here, some of them sit here with me today. We'll support you. We will do what is right.
And here's some footage at the end of that debate. I think we have Darren Chester, the Veterans Affairs Minister, hugging some of those MPs. So he does it well. Sorry, we haven't got the picture, but look, that point was made to me, in which case you've got a situation, I guess, where it's really going to be a bad look if he doesn't go for a standalone Royal Commission, Kieran. But at this point, absolutely no commitment.